Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. So the topic of today's video is going to be don't be afraid. And so what I mean by saying this is that for the last maybe 5 or 10 years there is only one thing which I think is the most important thing ever, which you can ever think about. And primarily I'm talking about this quality of not being afraid. And so, for most people it may seem to be pretty simple, just don't be afraid. But in my opinion, this is the main ability, this is the main quality, this is like the main knowledge which all people should have in order to first reach, let's say, as much as possible. I would say to get the most out of your life, to be respected, to be appreciated, to be regarded by other people as the high valued person. In order to outline this problem, just to give you some background information, what can I say? I've been working in the financial industry, in the bank industry for maybe the last 8 years. And what I've noticed, especially in regarding to my colleagues, in regarding to maybe some departments, in relation to, in general, to people working in a bank, in the financial industry, people who are afraid of saying something against traditional norms, against what they're forced to do, against, let's say, something which is out of the ordinary. They're pretty often forced to do things that they don't like. And in general, in my opinion, this quality of being afraid, it stems from your obligations, your mortgages, kids, families, all these loans, all these debts, all these things which you have and you're afraid to lose or either not being able to pay for. And that's the way it is. And most importantly, because you may ask where it can be seen, and I would tell you that it can be pretty vividly and clearly seen in a corporate environment. For example, as I've just said, I've been working in the financial industry for the last 8 years, and to be quite honest, as a person who doesn't have a mortgage, who doesn't have kids yet, but I'm hoping that I will have them soon. I don't have any debt, so I'm completely clear in terms of maybe some, I would say, restrictions, obligations, etc. I don't have lots of things at stake. Generally, it means that I cannot be manipulated or ruled as easily as all people are. You have your job title, you have some specific tasks which you have to do throughout your day, throughout your work day. What I really see pretty often is that sometimes, there's a boss just coming to people and saying, you have to do this, you have to do this, which essentially are not a part of their tasks or responsibilities at all. But since they have, as I've just counted, all these things, mortgages, obligations, there is lots of things they're afraid to lose. The only option they're left with is to just obey, comply with all these things which just occur out of nowhere. You don't have enough courage to say, it's not a part of my responsibility. It's not, it's not my business. It's not my job. No. They actually cannot say this because they're just afraid. They are fucking afraid. Of course, I can say that it's a pretty much double-edged sword, because on the one hand, as a person who, as I've just said, don't have all these mortgages, family yet, etc. Because people may say that, it's pretty easy to judge all these people, without, let's say, wearing their shoes. But that's just the way it is. If you're afraid, you can be easily tricked, you can be easily, let's say, treated this way by basically being given all these tasks, all these things, all these demands, etc., which you don't have to do, you don't have to accomplish them. And I do notice this. Every single day I do notice this. There's a huge gap, because the main question, why do I think that, overcoming this fear or overcoming this fact of being afraid of, like saying no, or in general, overcoming this state of being afraid, why do I think that it will help you significantly just to get ahead of, let's say, 95% of people around you? Once you overcome, or at least, on 50% overcome this feeling, you will immediately realize that your life will become a way easier. I don't know, in terms of your workload, in terms of tasks you need to accomplish or do throughout your workday, in terms of your responsibilities, you will immediately just take off all these unnecessary responsibilities just from your shoulders at once. Once again, maybe I'm saying this maybe for the 5th time or 3rd time, wherever, but it's really the biggest problem. People really do what they don't I mean, what they don't. It's like, you know, you need to fill in, I don't know, 10 forms, you need to type some text, I don't know, you need to put this thing here or there, and that's it. You don't have to do anything beyond this norm or these responsibilities, but when you end up doing more for nothing, you just actually end up being frustrated or just burnout or whatever. It's like you start hating your job, you start hating your life, etc. And most importantly, you don't have enough time to actually do maybe some side hustle or some personal projects. You don't have enough energy for your families, for your colleagues, for your friends, acquaintances, whoever they are. This is like the main reason why I always recommend people basically eradicating or getting rid of this feeling as quickly as possible. And this is essentially the main reason, just the primary reason why I consider myself to be a strong advocate of, you know, getting rid of this feeling. I mean, being afraid of everything in terms of, in terms of your job, etc. Because it will immediately turn you around, just immediately. You will immediately notice that you start just not giving a shit, giving a fuck about all these things coming straight into your brain. And it will improve the quality of your life significantly. It will bring the quality of your life to the next level in terms of you not thinking about what you don't have to. Actually, that's the point. I guess I've just started beating about the bush around the main point, but once again, the bottom line of this problem is that most people, they are afraid of saying no. They become needy instead of being needed, and that's the main idea. This is the main argument which most people have. If you've ever found yourself at this point, at this position, when you are afraid of saying no, you need to start thinking about this, because sooner or later you will realize that maybe, you know, I just did some things, I did some tasks and responsibilities for fucking nothing. So I guess that will do for this video, guys. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this problem, and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye!